As I walk through these hills, I can't help but think that I'm part of a lineage of walkers, going back thousands of years. And I think among them of Ibrahim. I think of Isaac and Ismail. I think of Jacob. I think of Moses and Jesus and Muhammad. May God's blessings be on all of them. And I think, too, that we remember the men and the story of the men. But with them always were women. Who was milking the goats? Who was baking the bread? Who was making it possible for Ibrahim to invite people into his tent and offer the hospitality that is so welcome here and so much a part of the DNA of the people who live here today? So I want to talk just briefly about one of those women who's inspired me so much from the past. And that was a young Egyptian who joined up with Abraham and Sarah. The rabbis of the 1st and 2nd century believed that Hagar was the daughter of Pharaoh, who sent her with Abraham so that she could live in the family of believers. And I like to call her the first lady of monotheism, because when she became second wife to Abraham so that she could have a child for Sarah, because she couldn't bear a child at that time, she and Sarah got in a bit of a tiff. And she ran away crying. And God spoke to her, the story says, and said, "Have faith, Hagar. You will have a son, and his name will be Ismail, which means God listens. And he will be the father of a great nation," which is a promise that God made also, they say, to Abraham about both of his sons. And she went back and she was faithful. And when she had her son, and then Sarah had her son, and the families split, Abraham sent her to what is today Mecca. And as she worried and cried to God to give water for her son, and the well sprang forward, she now, a newcomer to the community that became Mecca, has agency. She is the owner of a well, the well of Zamzam. At the end of her life, she was the only person, when she passed, the only person to be buried at Mecca at the site of the Kaaba. And she's just one of many, many women, the Marys and Sarah and Miriam, sister of Moses, who made it possible. And today, on this cultural route of Ibrahim, we meet women all the time who are working hard, who are welcoming us into their homes, who are making wonderful meals, who are making wonderful crafts. And I want us to remember that when we think women in this region are marginalized or oppressed, that there is a long legacy of participation and leadership.